this is Matt once again. We're back to the videos. Another paid request, this time for Kimberly. Thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, Under the Bed is from 2012, and it's the movie we have at hand. It's directed by Stephen C. Miller. Now, I just say right off the bat, I'm not a fan of this director. I've seen some of his other films. Automaton Transfusion, I thought was very terrible. Escape Plan 2 is one of the worst Sylvester Stallone films I've ever seen in my life. I would say of the films I've seen, this is the best one I've seen of him. I still have issues with it, still have problems with it, but overall I didn't mind it. You know, it was short enough to not overstay his welcome. I thought I had a nice bit of heart. In particular, the two leads who play brothers. You have an older brother, you have a younger brother. The younger brother's name is... what was his name? Was it Paulie? I forget. It starts with a P. I'm bad with names. Paulie, yeah. So you have the older brother and you have the younger brother named Paulie. And the setup is that the older brother, he's been away for a while living with the aunt because the house burned down, the mother died, and people think this guy is crazy. The teen is crazy. But he's come back, and in the home you have the dad, you have the stepmother, Angela, which I recognize the actress who plays the stepmother. She was in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. She played the mother, the queen, where the one girl says, "Mother, you're alive," and this lady went, "Too bad, you will die." Was it Sindel? I think the character she played is Sindel in Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I'm like, I knew I recognized this stepmom somewhere. This is much better than Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Now, the father is such a horrible, terrible, angry, upset, mean, rude, just... Some say that there's moments that he tries to be a bit more three-dimensional. I couldn't see that. This is just a person that every scene is just hostile. And is there any point that I care about him or to see his point of view? Or maybe I could see his point of view if he wasn't playing it so tough, or maybe that's more of the writing. Like, the writing never gives that character any breathing room of settlement for me to care an iota of what his point of view was. So I thought the dad was written really poorly. But the others, like the stepmom, she's pretty nice. She does help out at the end. She's doing her best to accommodate and understand what's going on with these two kids. I didn't mind her. But the two brothers, they had really good chemistry. I bought them as brothers. The older brother reminded me a little bit of Anton Yelchin. It's not him, but remind me a little bit of Anton Yelchin. And the younger brother, like, they were both such good actors that they helped carry the film quite a bit. The films was on their shoulders, and those two are the best part of the movie. Just the first hour, and this is like a 90-minute movie, is a slow build. I didn't think it was really scary or suspenseful, but the two brothers, and yeah, the older brother being affected by this trauma in the past, and the younger brother trying to help. There's even a bit in the diner where these bullies are trying to pick on the older brother, and the younger brother takes the fall going, "Yeah, it was me. You were 3 in diapers." "Yeah, I know. That's how I got away with it." Like, you really get the care these brothers have with each other, the support they have with each other. The older brother finds that the younger brother is dealing with the same thing the older brother did, which is a monster under the bed. And it doesn't show the creature right away. I will say it does build up to try and figure out what's going on. If it was trying to ever make it seem as if the monster was never real and it was in these kids' heads, I thought it failed at that. Never one iota did I ever think it might be in these kids' heads. Never did. The father character was the one I just despised because he's yelling at the older teen, become a man, and you two don't stay in this room, and I want to hear just silence, and it just, I thought it was a bit too much. I thought they pushed that a bit too much. At least that's just my opinion. Sometimes the director has a bad tendency to have the camera kind of go like this in certain scenes instead of just have a tripod and let it sit there. But this thing, there's some other nice, good-looking shots. For example, this mist comes out from under the bed and overtakes the room to turn a light off. Or there's a bit where all the toys kind of rise up from the ground and sit there in midair. And then things start rumbling. So there's some decent effective scenes. But again, the first hour is more little hints here and there. And I will admit, there's a part of me that's like, okay, waiting for this to go into another gear. Can we go into another gear now? Can we step up a bit? Just saying. I mean, I appreciate the two leads. They're back and forth with each other. Like I said, get a good sense of their brothers, and they care for each other, and that heart of it really helped the film quite a bit. They deserve a pay grade or something. They deserve a bonus. Let's talk about the bonus situation. They deserve a bonus. And there's a time where they get attacked, and the monster tries to grab the younger brother's neck. But then when the dad comes in, there's nobody there, and it's like, well, did you do this? No, I didn't do that. Like I say, if there are moments where the dad seemed a bit more caring, and then he gets frustrated, then you could kind of see a bit more of this back and forth point of view where there are moments where we really get inside the dad's head, but we don't really do that. At least not effectively, in my opinion. There's also the older teen, there's this girl that likes him, but it really doesn't go anywhere. It's there, but it really doesn't go anywhere. Like, she doesn't really get fitted into the third act. In fact, at the end, she kind of just shows up, and then that's it. So she doesn't really become any type of important part of the movie. So it made me kind of go, well, why did you even fit this girlfriend type in there? But it makes it seem like I hate the film. I did not hate the film. I overall did not mind it because of the two lead characters, because of the little moments with the monster, like I said, the showing the hands, done practically, the mist, the fog. Really feeling bad for these two characters and what they're going with. Doing an interesting take on the whole monster under the bed motif, which I don't mind that aspect, kind of like an evil version of Little Monsters, for those who remember that Fred Savage movie. There's not a whole lot of explanations where the monster came from. I mean, there's a bit where they're discussing, like, maybe, when you sleep, a lot of your dead skin falls off. Maybe somehow it consumes that and then wants more. But it never really goes much further into it than that. But yeah, how I put it, the third act does kick in quite a bit, which is nice. There's some decent gore bits. Really two. There's two. I don't want to make it seem as if they're 10 or 12. There's two really good gore bits, I will say. And that was pretty satisfying. That was pretty surprising. Because the first hour is pretty... A lot of people compare it to like a TV movie or Goosebumps. I wouldn't go that far, but I could see a little bit, but I wouldn't go that far, at least for me. So when this happened, I'm like, wow, especially one in particular, I didn't expect. I was like, oh, shit. That was nice to see. And the monster's done practically. Decent design, pretty good makeup effects. Guy in a monster suit, which I'm a sucker for, because I much prefer that than CGI. Because it's real. You cannot get more real than real. So I like that. I like how supportive the mom gets. The stepmom, I should say. Very nice and supportive. I liked that aspect. I will say, though, there's a... That's a spoiler. The ending was a bit disappointing. That's the thing. Like, I liked the film. I like aspects of the finale. I like aspects of the two leads, the build up with those two leads, the bits of gore, the monster effects, being a short running time so it doesn't overstay his welcome. The score was fine. I mean, it was nothing egregiously bad or anything. Like I said, the stepmom, I didn't mind her character. But it's a decent, I like it kind of movie that had potential to be a great movie. I think there were moments that it really dropped the ball. The final bit of the finale I thought was one. I'll get more into that in a bit. Like I said, the first hour I wished either there were a bit more monster action, a bit more spooky shenanigans, a bit more oomph to the first hour. To get more into spoilers, at one point they are the two brothers. They've had all these problems at night, which are some of the more effective moments. Is the two brothers at night in the room and hearing the monster growling, talking to each other, trying to figure out what to do, discussing what this creature might be. At one point, sleeping on the cabinet so that they're not near the bed and they're not on the floor. Then the mist coming up. At one point, the monster tries to look like their dad, which someone I read up reminded them a bit of The Gate from the 80s, which I could see. The Gate's better than this movie, I'll say that, but like I say, it had the potential to, there's a bit of that 80s throwback. I could see what they mean by that. Like, those were the more effective scenes during that hour. But they do a sleepover, and they start talking about this monster because the sleepover involves these two kids who were bullies and brats before, and so the lead teen starts telling the truth, and then this mist starts happening and overcoming that house, and like what's going on, and one of the two kids, the monster takes him and rips his head off. And I'm like, okay, like this is a, I don't know, 14, like it's not like a 20-year-old kid, and it's younger than that. So I'm like, okay, I didn't expect that. Good practical gore. I'm not. It's not like a 10, 12-year-old, but I mean, it's, I don't know, maybe 50. It seemed like a younger kid. I'm like, oh wow, okay, I didn't expect that. Now I thought it was going to kill the other kid, but it didn't. I guess, I don't know. He's still there this day, looked at his dead brother and freaked out. I guess I can't blame him. Then they run over to back to their house, and the dad gets killed, and I cheered for that because the guy was a horrible, terrible piece of crap person. That the monster then bites him, and I don't know if like burned a part of his face or did something like that. And the guy, the teen's pulling in, the arm gets pulled off, and then like rips the dad's jaw off. And I'm like, okay, well, I didn't care for that character, so he got what he deserved, in my opinion. And part of me is like, I wonder if that's why he made the character so unlikable to me, so that you get this pretty big death scene. It's like, okay, it's kind of like Halloween 5, where you had the, no, 6, it's Halloween 6. Halloween 6, we had that terrible dad, stepdad, what was he, a dad or step, was it dad or stepdad? I can't remember. But then Michael Myers electrocutes him and he blows up and it's like, yeah. Kind of the same bit here for me. And the jaw ripping off. Good practical gore effects, I'll give you that. The stepmom's trying to help, and the younger brother gets pulled under the bed into another world, and the older brother goes in. And I mean, it's a low budget. They couldn't do a whole lot, so a lot of times the camera's kind of shaking around here. You tell it's a bit of a cheaper set, but I thought I didn't mind the way the film looked. It took a different look, cinematography wise, and even color scheme wise. Not extravagant, not big. I mean, maybe they didn't have the budget for it. I'm assuming they didn't. But at the same time, he rescues his brother fairly easily. He kind of walks a little bit, walks like 5 more feet, and there's his brother, grabs him, scares the creature like one time, and then they make it through. So you kind of wish there was a bit more of a battle, a struggle. And then when they get back, they run off to like the garage, and our lead team gets a chainsaw, and they build up this chainsaw a bit where it's like in this suitcase type of thing. I forget, it's a case. And he gets a chainsaw, but as soon as he does it, he gets hit back. And then for some reason, like they establish that their mom's ashes are in an urn, and for some reason those ashes burn the creature. I don't know why. I think someone read up and said, well, it's because of the mother's love. I'm like, that doesn't come into any portion of the movie. I don't think that's ever set up. That's never thought of. That's comes so out of the blue. I'm like, what? I'm like, what is going on here? Just the ashes seem to burn the creature. And then the creature dies off screen. Where pretty much the older teen gets the urn. It kind of does this. Actually facing this way. And that's it. I'm like, why didn't you have your lead character fight the thing with a chainsaw, going back and forth, maybe cutting an arm here, and maybe blah blah blah. I would have the cops come and they see the creature. Get out of the way, no, we don't. And he's like trying to shoot it. He's hurt the creature enough. Maybe the creature goes for the brother, and the creature goes for the younger brother, and the older brother jams a chainsaw into the back, and then like cut it up a bit, back and forth. The cops come, get out of the way, get out of the way. The creature has the older brother, looks like he's going to do something, but then the younger brother comes in and either uses the chainsaw or uses some other weapon, and they both, because it killed their mom ultimately. I mean, the house burned down, the mom perished, but that's the monster's fault. And then it killed their dad, so it's the two brothers working together to really beat this thing to a pulp. I mean, hell, you're going to vote that they're not afraid of it anymore, and anything in between. And then because that's the thing is, it just feels like a weak death for the creature. Like you don't even see the death of the creature, and the mom's ashes portion just comes out of left field, and you build up this chainsaw, and then it's completely useless, pointless. There's no payoff for it. Well, it'd be too predictable. No, that's something people would have wanted. It would have been satisfied. And then the cops come, and you're like, I wonder how they don't explain it to the cops. Is this lead kid, learn how to talk? Is he going to go back to the institution? Is he going to go to jail? Who's going to buy that there was a monster? Like, what's going to happen? Who's going to buy that there was a monster? What's going to happen? It never explains that. That's why I would have the cops there to see this thing, and then the kids kill it, and either the body disappears or doesn't disappear, but the cops saw it. So now we know that the lead kid isn't going to go to jail or go to an institution or anything of the sort. the ending, the final bit of the ending left a lot to be desired. It almost felt like we just ran out of money. We only have this one suit. Well, okay, if it's the final shot, then destroy bits of the suit. Make that the final shot of the movie and destroy the suit. Cut off an arm, cut off pieces here and there. So, two good lead actors. Stepmom did a decent job. Some nice monster effects. Some nice two pieces of gore that were really solid. Some decently effective scenes of the two kids in the room at night and the monster affecting them. But I think the first half could have either been a bit faster, a bit more shenanigans going on. I think the father was a bit poorly written. He was just too hostile to give any other minutia about his character. The ending was getting to be a bit fun, but then the last portions are just very unsatisfying. Just some ashes thing out of left field. It's the mother's ashes. Yeah, I know they brought up the mother's ashes in an urn, but you're supposed to just fill in the blanks yourself. Sure, the mother's ashes burn it. Why not? It's supernatural. It's not real anyway. Okay, well, just... Or have the two brothers at least help kill it, since they're the ones affected, and you'd be working with that brothers working together aspect. So you have the older brother with the chainsaw, he's cutting it up, and the younger brother sees it, and you did try to give some kind of half-ass explanation. It'd be still out of the blue, but I don't know, I liked it, alright. I think there's elements that if they improved on, it could have been a pretty decent gem. As it is, it's alright. I still have issues with it, but I don't hate the film at all. It's like I said, still the director's best movie I've seen. So, take that for what you will. So overall, I didn't mind it. Like I said, those two leads that played the brothers, they really helped the film a lot. So, and that's the thing with me. If you give me at least likable lead characters, that can go a long way. Doesn't mean it'd be 100% satisfactory, but it could help a decent amount. Like I said, I like the practical monsters. I like there's a little bit of gore in there. Say till the end, but I wish the monster had a big death scene. It deserved a big death scene. Not pretty much off screen. That just screamed we ran out of budget. But it is what it is. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. And we will see you guys later. Bye-bye.